Hello, I'm Meghan Donnelly. Thank you for joining. Let's begin. Let's start today's class lying down on our backs. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Today's class is part of our Yoga for Grief and Loss and Breakups series. I was inspired to create this series after experiencing a tremendous loss in my own life. And I struggled to find anyone who could understand how I felt and just how paralyzing and heavy my sadness felt. I don't pretend to know how your loss has made you feel, but it is my intention that you feel my support as I am holding space for you during this video. Whenever you are watching this video, just know that I am sending love, light, and healing energy your way during your grieving journey. So let's continue to breathe here. And just feeling what we feel. Hug your knees into your chest now. Give yourself a comforting hug. Rock side to side and massage the back. This should feel good as you hug yourself. Know that you are loved and supported. You can bring your feet down to the mat with your arms out in a T position or goalpost arms. And let your knees and ankles roll to the left and right like windshield wipers. And this should feel good on the back. Just move at your own pace, very slowly. Keep breathing. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Let's do a hip opener. Cross your right ankle above your left thigh for a reclined figure 4 stretch. Use your left arm to wrap around. Thread your right arm under, and you can hold on to your left knee or shin or hamstring. Often we store many emotions in the hip area, so don't be surprised when we do hip openers if you feel a wave of emotions. That is very normal, and simply notice it and let it pass. This too shall pass. But we want to feel our feelings, feel our grief, and move through the grieving process in a healthy way. And by practicing yoga, you are already doing that. You can rock side to side while in this reclined hip opener, if that feels comforting to you. And then take this into a gentle twist, arms in goalpost arms, and bringing your right foot and left knee to the mat. We're just starting out, so this twist does not have to be very deep. And breathe. Take another deep breath here. Exhale, completely let it out. Noticing the breath. Let's come out of this side and rest in center for a few moments. And then we will cross the left ankle above the right knee for that same reclined figure 4 hip opener. Breathing into that left hip. This may feel tighter than the first side. Simply notice. And just notice anything that bubbles up, even if they are sad thoughts or grieving memories. We can acknowledge those thoughts as they pop up. We can gently exhale them as we move on to our next breath. You can rock side to side now, exploring the left hip in the same way. Grief is like the ocean. It comes in waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm, and sometimes it is overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim. Vicki Harrison. Let's twist to the right now. And breathe as we hold this gentle twist. And you may notice those waves of grief ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm. Sometimes it's overwhelming. By acknowledging this, we are learning to swim in those waves of grief. Just a few more breaths on this side. And then bring your hands to the floor and come out of that twist, preparing for bridge pose. Press your feet into the floor hip width distance. Lift your hips up, palms down. Lengthen your neck. Look up in bridge. And then bring your arms overhead and slowly roll everything down. Hands down. Bridge up. Arms overhead. Slowly roll out of bridge. Then you can grab your yoga block and come into supported bridge with the block underneath your hips. Continue to look upwards in supported bridge. The block can be on its medium height or its lowest height, whatever feels appropriate for your back today. Breathe. And just be here now. Be willing to experience whatever it is that you are experiencing. I hope that you feel that I'm sending you warm wishes of peace and comfort to you during this difficult time. Slowly come out of bridge, remove the block. And now, let's roll over onto our side. Take a few moments resting on your side. And then use your hands to help lift you up into a seated position. Breathe deeply, sit up tall, and begin to circle the shoulders a few times to loosen any tension in the neck and shoulder region. Just do some gentle shoulder circles in both directions. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead and side bend to your right. Left arm reaches over, right hand down. Breathe deeply. Breathe into the left side of the body. And inhale, both arms up. Second side, left hand down, right arm up and over. Breathe deeply into the right side body. Breathe. And bring both arms up again. Arms come down. And then change the cross of your legs. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and expand the elbows wide. Side bend to the right and left, very slowly with control, so that you're opening up the rib cage, expanding your lung capacity, and moving any stuck or heavy energy around the heart center. Bring your right hand down, but keep moving with the left elbow and armpit. I call this flow armpit flashlight, as if you had a light in the center of your armpit and you're shining it up toward the ceiling, and then turning and shining it on the floor. Inhale, shine it on the ceiling. Exhale, shining on the floor. Inhale, shining up. Exhale, rotate to face the floor. This is a wonderful way to open energy around the heart. So keep going. Elbow lifts and left arm extends out now. Open all the way on that left heart center side of your chest. And then slowly come up. Both hands behind the head again. Side bend to the left. Back to center. Side bend to the right. Back to center. Side bend to the left. And center. Side bend to the right. And back to center. And now bring your left hand down, open up with the right elbow and armpit. And again, we'll shine the right underarm toward the ceiling and rotate towards the mat, shining it down. Elbow lifts, body opens, Exhale, rotate to face the floor. Inhale, body opens up. Exhale, gentle rotation toward the mat. Inhale, shine the light up. Exhale, shine the light towards the mat. Keep breathing and opening up on the right side. And then right arm extends up and behind you. Big opening here on the right side of the chest, neck, and face. Then right hand behind the head and come back to center, elbows wide, and gently fold forward. Allow your head to hang. Breathe. Enjoy this opportunity to go within. And then bring your torso up. And now grab your blanket, open it up into a square, and you can kneel on the blanket to pad your knees for tabletop. Spread your fingers a lot. And just get connected with the earth here. Start with gentle cat and cow movements to wake up the spine while on all fours. Gently rounding, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round, press your spine up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, open the heart. And then we're going to glide back and forth as if we're prepping for child's pose and cobra. So first you'll glide forward almost into cobra, but not quite. And then gently glide back almost in child's pose, but not quite child's pose. So we're gliding forward. Exhale, gliding back. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, gliding back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Hold child's pose all the way, sitting back towards your heels. Allow your forehead to rest on the mat and walk both hands to the right side of your yoga mat. Stretching the entire left side of your body, and breathe. Walk both hands over to the left, stretching the right side of the body. One of my favorite grieving quotes from Queen Elizabeth II says, "Grief is the price we pay for love." Grief is the price we pay for love. So if we have loved deeply, our grieving will also feel very deep and profound. Back to tabletop position. Let's balance, extend our left leg behind us. Try to keep the hips level and come into Sunbird. Right arm reaches forward. We're going to balance here, drawing the navel in toward the spine. Hold Sunbird pose. Breathe. And then right hand down, cross the left leg behind you over to the right side of the mat and look over your right shoulder at your left heel. Breathe. You should feel a big, beautiful stretch on the left side of your body. Come back to center. Second side, right leg extends behind you for Sunbird. Left arm reaches forward. Balance in Sunbird pose. Try to keep the hips level. And then bring your hand down and bring the right leg behind you. Tuck the right toes under. Breathe deeply. Big stretch here on the right side of the body. Slowly come out of that, back to center. Child's pose, rest. Then grab your blanket and roll it up like a pillow. And then fold your other blanket in another pillow, a tall square. And then lie down with your left ear on your blanket pillow with the other blanket in between your knees. This is a wonderful shoulder opener called the Clamshell. Stack your palms like you have big alligator jaws with your arms and begin to open and close the arms, lifting the right arm up, opening way out to the right side, and slowly closing. Inhale, open up with the right arm all the way out to the right side and gently close back down again. So the blanket under your head is keeping your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And by bringing the blanket rolled up in between the knees, you're also keeping your knees hip width distance. Now, let the right arm stay out to the right side, just hanging out to the right side. And now begin to move the right arm up and out. So you're gliding your right arm to reach overhead, and then you're reaching your right arm out to the right side again. Adding on a head roll, look up, reach up. Exhale, reach out, look to the left. Inhale, reach up, gently turn your head to look up. Exhale, reach out and look away. So you're just barely rolling onto the back of your head and then rolling onto your ear. You're not lifting the head up and turning it. It's very subtle. So you reach the arm overhead, roll your head to look up, reach your arm out to the right side, roll your head back onto your left ear. This should feel really good on the neck. Now, close up your clamshell. Right hand closes on the left. And we'll keep these same props, but do the other side. So now your right ear will come on your folded square pillow blanket. And then the other one will come in between your knees so that we can keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. Stack your left hand over the right. Remember the clamshell from the first round. Opening and closing. This is one of my favorite yoga therapy moves for shoulder and neck pain. And especially when we're going through a difficult time, we tend to carry that tension in the body. So this pose will be lovely to release that. Keep gently opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. Keep breathing. Just move at the pace that feels best for you. And now glide your left arm overhead, reaching behind you, and then left arm glides back out to reach left. Like the hands of a clock, you're pointing towards 12 o'clock. And now you're pointing towards the 6. And now pointing towards the 12. And pointing toward the 3, not the 6, forgive me. And pointing towards the 12. And pointing towards the 3. Keep letting the arm glide. Reaching overhead, look up. Reach left and look right. Reach overhead, look up. Reach left, turn your head right. And again, you're just barely rolling onto your right ear and then rolling your head back onto the back of your head. And now close up your clamshell and we'll move on to the next sequence. This time we'll use our yoga blocks for the next sequence, and we'll do a supported fish using the blocks underneath our torso. So one block on its medium height will come vertically in between the shoulder blades along the vertebrae of the spine, and then your other block will come horizontally underneath your head, both of them at medium height. Now, you can fold both of your blankets up into pillows and place them underneath your knees for the cobbler's pose variation here for the legs. So your feet are coming together, your knees are falling out to the sides. You can support them with blankets or not, but this should feel really good opening the heart. So if the block is not in the correct place, gently slide that block half an inch higher towards your head or half an inch lower towards the waist so that it does feel good when you open up the heart. Then you can rest your left hand on the heart and your right hand on the belly. This should feel very calming. The phrase, "there are no words," seems like the only thing that fits right now. I cannot fathom what you're going through, but know that I care about you and I'm sending you healing thoughts throughout your practice today. Slowly roll off of our blocks onto our side and just take a moment here in the fetal position to nurture ourselves. Let's come up into a seated position now. Breathe deeply. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.